Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to your post match reaction. Manchester City won, Chelsea won. Now, before I get in on this review, I just want to paint the picture that most of the people thought Chelsea were going to get absolutely demolished. At best, can we get ourselves a draw? Win would be majestic. So I need to put that disclaimer that if you're coming now and having a go at the team off the back of that performance, please bear in mind, majority of the people, even myself, we thought we were going to get demolished at the Etihad. And yeah, like surprise us, shock us, Chelsea Football Club. So I wanted to paint that picture from the get go. Now, let's talk about the match. And I want to start things off with Mauricio Pochettino. Now, whenever we get an opportunity to go after this team, whenever we get an opportunity to go after this manager, we don't hold back. We generally give it our best and we absolutely murder them. This match, I have to say, Mauricio Pochettino got it absolutely spot on. The structure of the team, the organization, the roles each players needed to carry out, the plan in the match was absolutely spot on. Now we can sit here and complain about the subs, honestly, and we'll talk about it. For me, the game should have been well done and dusted prior to having any of those conversations in regards to the subs. Subs, to be honest, the only sub that I was probably a bit annoyed about, not even annoyed, I probably would have questioned is the Cole Palmer. But that aside, and we're going to get to the subs, right? Mauricio Pochettino for this particular game deserves a lot of praise because for me, going away from home to Etihad against the team that's fighting for the title, against the team that is brushing teams aside left, right, and center and finding goals for fun, against the team that has Haaland up front, Foden, KDB, the magician, and so many more talented footballers. Rodri, Bernardo Silva, who came off the bench, the talent that they have in the defensive areas. Jeremy Doku, who got absolutely locked up, and we're going to talk about player performances. The plan Pochettino had was bang on. And kudos to the players as well to be able to take all of that information from the manager and actually execute that. So from the get-go, I just want to say I don't have too many negative things to say about Pochettino today. I thought he got the game plan spot on. I don't want to waste my time, banging on about how he got maybe a couple of those subs incorrect and maybe he was a little bit too defensive too quick. No, I don't think that was an issue at all for me. But I know maybe an issue for you guys. For me, the game should have been done and dusted well before that half. That first half, the setup, the organization. I pictured Chelsea Football Club. I thought before the match, how do I picture this match happening in my head? I thought we were going to be defensive and we're probably going to play in the counter. We're going to have a lot of off the ball work rate, and we'll see what we can do if we can nick the ball off them. But the fact that Mauricio Pochettino, not only he didn't play a back five, genuine back four, fullbacks, but the way we defended, it wasn't as if we were just defending deep all the time. There were times we were trying to defend a bit higher up and really close down the entire field, have the action in the field in a very closed area. We didn't want to create too much gap between defense, midfield, offense. We wanted to squeeze the field together. And I found that very, very brave from Mauricio Pochettino going to Manchester City. And there were times where we were trying to build from the back. There were times where we were trying to be as high up as possible and push them back. Look, obviously, predominantly, they pushed us back, no problems. But even when they were trying to push us back, we were trying to nick that ball and find those outlets, find those passes. And I think that first half for me, that first 45 minutes from Mauricio Pochettino from Chelsea, that was probably one of the best 45 minutes I've seen under this new ownership. So kudos to that. And in that first half, it was just the one Erling Haaland header. That was the only opportunity that Man City had. Man City, every other threat that was trying to pose with KDB or Jeremy Doku was all getting nullified. Big work rate in midfield between Gallagher, Enzo, and Caicedo. Big work rate from Chilwell, Malo Gusto, and defensively, I mean, Desasi was unbelievable. So it was rock solid, and we probably had at least 2-3 big chances, including the goal. There was a chance for Nicholas Jackson in the first half where he should have scored, and there was a chance for Raheem Sterling as well where he should have scored. Ended up scoring later on anyway, with Nicholas Jackson slipping that pass through off the back of great work that was done between Nicholas Jackson and Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer finding that pass. So brilliant first half. Second half as well, we had it all under wraps, under control. And of course, it was only natural. A lot of people are saying, oh, but we let them back into the game. Come on, guys. No one lets Man City back into the game. Man City, they come back into the game with force. You don't have to let them in. This is Manchester City. This is not Crystal Palace. A lot of people are upset. Why did we change the structure in the second half? Why did we make those subs? You have to understand. 1-0 down at halftime in the Etihad. Man City were always going to come back strong in the second half, and they forced us back because of the talent, because of the superiority that they have. They forced us back. But even then, in the second half, we had some big chances. There was a chance, I believe, for Raheem Sterling as well in the second half. There was a chance when Nkunku was around. So we could have scored at least a couple more in the second half. And there were other, counter-attacking situations where we could have capitalized, but we didn't. In the second half, before all of the, the chances that we didn't capitalize on, there was probably that one other header opportunity that KDB crossed with his left foot that Erling Haaland had. And after that, it was that shot from Rodri, which was a deflected shot as well. And at that point, honestly, I can't pin that, Poch got that wrong by having Chalobah on. That's just too much chaos that was happening in the box. And all this time, you do need a bit of luck. And we were getting lucky as well by their shots going over the top. That shot just went in. So I'm not going to put it on Poch that, you got it wrong and that's why it was a draw. If anything, I think Poch got a lot of things right, and we deserve to win. In my opinion, we deserve to win. When you look at the clear-cut chances, we probably had more clear-cut chances than them. One thing I got out of this entire match was we definitely need a striker. And I've always maintained this. The squad, the players, they're not bad. A lot of it is good. We just need a striker. And look, some of you guys might be listening to this and think, oh, Mrs. Pochettino. No, I still think Pochettino's got a lot to prove before I become Pochettino. Right now, I still think he's not the right guy. I need to see consistency. I need to see us do well against Liverpool next up in the Carabao Cup. Go and win it. I need us to then beat Leeds and keep progressing in the FA Cup. I need us to now keep on going on a bit of a winning streak if we can in the Premier League and see if we can get higher. Then only I may change my thought process in regards to Pochettino. So still now, Poch, it's still questionable. But today, excellent. Praise for Pochettino. I wanted to take this initial bit of time to talk about Poch. Now, let's talk a little bit about the players. Start from the back. Obviously, Petrovic, once again, didn't do much wrong. Still very, very solid in my opinion. Was undoubtedly, for me, still Chelsea number one. There was some rumors going around that perhaps Robert Sanchez was looking to start, but there was some personal problems, so he couldn't be in the squad. For me, I think it would have been absolutely unjustified if Robert Sanchez started. I think Petrovic has done enough to show now he's number one, and he had a very good game once again. But the biggest talking point in defense for me is Axel Disasi. He was a monster. Disasi was everywhere. The way he was defending, the way he was fist pumping and punching his chest. I love that attitude from Disasi. And Disasi in recent times overall has been good. There's been some iffy moments. Look, I'm not convinced with any of the defenders anyway. I still need to see a lot more. But Disasi is starting to show me character. He still needs to fine-tune his, obviously, defensive play. Last game against Palace, he was getting done by Mateta. So, look, I've seen enough good games, but I've also seen bad games. And I know fan base have been on Disasi as well. So don't get me started that, all of a sudden, now Disasi is a superstar. Disasi, the one thing I will say is I like his character. I think that character really suits Chelsea Football Club. That aggression that he has 100% reminds me of Rudiger aggression. So I like that. And hopefully he continues. Big up to Disasi, big match. Big up to Malo Gusto as well. the way he was bombing forward and giving us some outlet up front and then equally bombing backwards to recover, to defend. And he had Doku in his pocket the entire time. Jeremy Doku had nothing that game. The way Malo Gusto was performing, excellent. Big up to Chilwell as well on the left side. Not as great as Malo Gusto, but Chilwell still very solid. Levi Colwill, some iffy moments, but you're going to have those iffy moments against Erling Haaland, but still very, very strong defensively. Midfield trio, Caicedo, Enzo, and Gallagher were unbelievable. The way they were defending, the way they were trying to build up from the back, the way Gallagher would bomb forward to press and give some sort of support to the attacking players, excellent. Caicedo, brilliant, locking down that midfield. We didn't look like we were in trouble in midfield one bit. Not once did we look like we were in trouble. Enzo Fernandez had a fine pass in the first half to set up Sterling. Might have been offside, but Enzo had some really, really good first-time passes. I think there was another pass in the first half. I think it was a pass to Enzo and first-time pass to Gallagher. It might have been, and Gallagher, should have been able to shoot it on target, and he was unable to do so. But overall, Enzo, Caicedo, and Gallagher's work rate, and I knew it's not a surprise for me. I knew against Manchester City he was going to be a big, big player. So kudos to the entire midfield, sensational. Up front, Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer, for me, my God, ladies and gentlemen, this player, without his passing, he was unbelievable with his passing, man. That little bit of intricate play between him and Nicholas Jackson leading up to that first goal, and then putting that through ball for Jackson to latch onto. That was sensational. And he was doing that all throughout the match. Cole Palmer getting out from tight spaces, tight areas, and wriggling himself through and then finding that pass. Cole Palmer, for us, what a sensational player. Once again, showing beyond his age, man, so much maturity. Big performance from Cole Palmer as well. Look, Raheem Sterling and Nicholas Jackson, I'm feeling a bit indifferent about both of these players. Both of these players missed chances. Both of these players screwed up here and there, but both of the players were combined together to score and assist. So Nicholas Jackson's ball through to Raheem Sterling, big finish, fantastic goal. And this is probably why he starts in these matches against the likes of, Man City and Liverpool and Arsenal, because Raheem Sterling is truly he's a good player. He's just inconsistent. I've always said it. Like, I was over the moon when I saw him score. You guys know how much I like Raheem Sterling, but at the end of the day, he is very inconsistent. He missed chances in this game as well. So both Nicholas Jackson, as well as they've also done other things that were not great. But the thing about Nicholas Jackson is his defensive play is very important. People need to understand, man, in this day and age, you have to contribute off the ball as well. But a lot of people are like, oh, Chelsea talking about off the ball. You have to contribute off the ball. If people think about, oh, why wasn't Mudryk in? Why wasn't Madrid in? As much as they can probably provide up front, which Nicholas Jackson does anyway with his assist, and he's recently scored as well, but you have to be able to provide off the ball 100%. So look, overall, kudos to majority of the players. Big performance. In terms of the substitutions, look at Nkunku, I don't think had too much impact. Cassidy, I don't think had too much impact as well. Who else came on? I think Chalobah came on. You can say, was that the right substitution to make? Did we lose some form of grip in the game? Maybe, but all of those changes started to really happen around the 70th minute. I think Nkunku came on early. Raheem Sterling came off. That was probably going to happen anyway. And they were pretty much, you'd say, like for like, because Sterling is probably not providing too much work rate defensively. There was a couple of moments where he was very good, solid. He was solid in defense, but you could see that was a natural substitution that was going to happen, but Nkunku just didn't provide that level of impact. That's something we need Nkunku to be making a difference for us. This guy is a big player. But the Cole Palmer substitution, when I think we took Cole Palmer off and brought in Cesare Cassidy, I could half understand why Mauricio Pochettino was doing that at that point. I think it was the 70th minute. He probably summed up that, look, we tried, we did enough to score another goal. We should have been 2-3 up by that point. But at that time, he was looking to shut up shop and just hope basically that we get a clean sheet and we get a victory. You may think that was the wrong thing to do. Me personally, I don't want to pin that on him. There was so many things that was right. The only thing I probably could say is Cole Palmer is someone that maybe I wouldn't have taken off because his passing was allowing us to get out of defensive areas. But honestly, I'm not too perturbed about the substitutions, to be honest. I think overall we played a fine game. Overall, we should have been 2-3 up well before they equalized. So look, ladies and gentlemen, top-notch performance I feel from our team. Very proud about the team. I fully think we deserved the victory. I think if anything, Man City would be very happy to get a draw out of that, 100%. And as I said, we all need to humble ourselves, thinking that all of us thought that we were going to get smashed in that match. So look, let's see how we can take this. I think this is a good build-up to the final. We can take this momentum into this final. Had we got thrashed today, I think that would have been very, very difficult for us, taking that in that final in the Carabao Cup against Liverpool. So big up to the team, big up to the manager, big up to the players, and let's move on to the next one against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. If we can perform in that manner, I think we can get some love against Liverpool in that final, and I think they'll go a long way winning that particular silverware. So, and Liverpool got a lot of issues with their injuries too. So let's see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button. Let me know your thoughts about the match in the comment section, and I shall see you guys very, very soon in a live stream sometime tomorrow. Until then, everyone, take care. See ya.